some wins. Hit me.
My machine's rocking today.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. Chris, are your machines come yet?
Yeah, sorry, bro. Yeah, they'll be here tomorrow.
Epic, epic. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag on some machines just because of the volume coming through at the minute. But yeah, it's good to see them landing in the hands. Anyone else? Wins? Lessons?
Just had my first just under 3K day.
Boom. Boom. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Epic,
yeah.
epic feeling.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around the bush, eh? That's what we're all in it for. Obviously, we're in it for the impact and the life-changing transformations that men will have in this group. But at the end of the day, money in the account's what puts food on the table, right?
Yeah.
It's a good feeling when those commissions come through. So yeah, finding those quads, selling machines, it really it's a rewarding process. It really it lands when the money hits the account. So stoked for you, bro. You pushed through. You definitely pushed through some edges.
Yeah, it's huge. It's still rattling me all day. It's more than I'll make in a week, and just woke up this morning with something just popping in my account. So yeah, man, it's powerful, powerful stuff.
Yeah, loving your content too, Nick, and all your messages you're sharing, bro. You're doing unreal.
Cheers, brother.
Yeah, and
I'm feeling that across the board, Chris? Like just watching the boys' content. Fuck,
Oi.
man, it gets me
The
fired up.
boys.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh, that's so good.
I hit
I love
30,000 accounts reached after since I started about 8 days ago from 3,000 to 30,000. So that's 10x, which is good to
That's
see
huge.
the process kicking over. Yeah.
Right. Imagine compounding that for 12 months.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. It's fucking sick.
Jordan got me onto this like 85 days ago, and I've just hit 1.5 million reach.
Yeah, that's insane. But I was getting inspiration from that.
And he's like, just do this. He told me to do it like last year, and I was like, oh yeah, I did it for about a week. And I was just like,
Yeah.
1.5 million reach.
yeah, brother.
Fucking hell, deadly.
Yeah.
That was just exactly what he's told you guys to do. That's it. The same thing as consistency.
Yeah.
And don't
Just find
question
those real viral ones, bro, and just fucking they're the ones that pop at.
Yeah.
It
And
might-
and the thing with that is like just if you're repurposing viral content and say it cracks off to, I've had one go, I think it's had 10 million views, that little kid in the backyard with Jordan Peterson over the top, little kid on the monkey bars. Like, it's not my content, but it's bringing people who are aligned with that message to my page. Now, do I then have my own authentic content where they get to know me? Yes. Do they eventually become customers, mates, friends, impact, whatever it is? Yes. So I would rather get a foot in with that viral content. This is what I had to explain to Mitch. Once you let go of the fact that it's someone else's content, this is what social media is. It's about sharing. And so when you share a message that's in alignment with you, and if it's going to bring people into alignment with you, then you can impact them. This is like, you don't have to recreate the wheel. There's things that are just popping off every day. For instance, Joe Rogan reshares go fucking ballistic. Absolutely. Anyone seen the one about him doing the COVID clip in the last couple of days? It's gone viral.
Because he's dropped his new special. So he'll be
Yeah.
fucking firing. He'll be firing for the next few weeks.
So he's talking about Michelle Obama having a schlong and all this stuff, and he's like laughing about it, and he's like, before COVID, I used to believe the vaccines were good, and now I'm like, what the fuck are we putting in people? It's viral content. When you repurpose Joe Rogan, it's gonna get views, right? If that means they click on your profile, come to you, and then you've got a message to then add on a personal message. Hey, I'm just an Aussie dad who's thinking like this, who values steak, who wants to do pull-ups. I've also got an opportunity for you to get out of the rat race eventually when you watch my content for a month or 2 months. Like that's what we need to do here. Repurpose 4 billion people on the platform every day. And you need 25 men to hit 6A. Mitch, cracking effort, by the way. I got to prop hats off to you. Been training, been hitting reels, been having conversations, been leading strong from the front, brother. So yeah, I'm super pumped to see you nearly crack the 90 days. Time for 180, eh?
Yeah, I thought about what you said then. I think it might need to get done. You know, what am I going to do? Have a day off? Celebrate with 91. Hey, I just put another guy into a three-way chat with you. He wants finance.
Let's go. Let's
He's
go.
in Instagram.
All right, I'll get to that. I haven't got back to many of the group messages. Thanks for your patience, fellas. Hey, this is what we'll do as a network, right? Anyone follow Nikki Ricker? Nikki Ricker? Yep. The Kangan weapon over in States who put the machines in for Dana White in the UFC houses. If not, someone drop the profile in the resources or in the general chat. Follow her. She messaged me today. I've been talking to her basically every day since I started with this. And she said, all right, you guys have got me going. She's like, what's this 90-day thing? I need to introduce it to my community. She's like, what's the setup? Do they have to do anything? I said, no, just document being healthy and turning up and doing the reps every day. And people will eventually be like, damn, this motherfucker's putting in the reps. And she's like, oh, it's that simple. I'm like, yeah, just show them that you're doing and just record it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, because people start seeing that you're actually doing the reps. And because there's a number there, they can watch the journey, right? So people that have been watching Mitch from day 1, now he's at day 80, they're like, fuck, he's consistent. He's putting in the work. You know, if he falls off the bandwagon, he just puts his hand up and say, oh, I fucked up, back to day 1. Here we go again. Watch me hit 90 this time. All right. So then there's ownership there as well. Okay. Because you could just lie about it. Social media, you could just lie about it and not tell anyone and just go to the next 90, the next day 40 or day 30 or whatever it is. But because you've owned it, it then shows integrity. It then shows honesty. Okay. They build no like and trust with you because you could have easily lied to social media, but you've actually accepted going, hey, I fucked up. I'm going to go back to day 1 and restart my 90 days. So there's a trust building factor there for your audience that this guy's legit, right? He's putting in the work and he's owning his mistakes. So there's so many embedded subconscious lessons in this and connections that's happening with your audience. They're seeing Mitch Lingard. He's been doing pull-ups and dips and push-ups and whatever for 84 days, right? He's putting in the work. Now, and they go onto social media and they see all these people and whatever, they can see reels of fitness and Instagram and this and pull-ups and whatever. It's cool. But Mitch is real life putting in the work every day. So if they're looking to make changes, who do they think? Okay, well, who's actually doing? Okay, I know Mitch is doing the work. So he's leading from the front with the documentation of his journey. Does anyone else resonate with that?
Yeah.
Quick question for anyone who's either new to the group or new to our network. Did you go through that process yourself? Watching the 90-day cycles?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I watched Brendan a lot, been following along with the boys. So
Oh,
Whoa! 20, brother.
B word. Drop the B word.
It's a night for it.
I'm all for it.
The disarray. Oh,
Probably.
yeah, bro.
Anyone else? While Renan smashes these out, has anyone watched the 90 and it's struck a little bit of curiosity and gone, oh man, he's doing the work?
I seen that when you were doing yours, bro. Like before an Agic, like you were doing it then. I thought, fucking hell, that's mad. Like it was just it was a real like, oh, hang on, he's done another day. He's done another day. He's still going. Fucking hell, what's he going? He's fucking charging this cunt. Like that's what I was thinking. Fucking look at him go. And I think that's what it looks like. Like that's how I seen you doing it, brother. And then you're like, do 90. And I was like, 90? Fuck, all right. Never done it before. Let's go. You know, and I think and everything you just said then was it's fucking bang on because like, bro, I drag myself out there at 11 o'clock sometimes, you know, or I'm doing a reel at 11:58 and I'm like, I've got to get it done today. You know what I mean? But that's just keeping that like integral piece with self, like, and it builds, man. It truly builds over time. Like you'd be surprised what you can do in 90 days. Like people want results in 14 or 30 or even 60. It doesn't, not in my experience. Like when you rock a 90-day journal for 90 days, like you get serious results, like trackable results, like it's life changing. Like people like lose 10, 20, 30 kilos, they fucking change careers, they do all sorts of incredible shit in 90 days. It's nuts. It's like going to Burning Man in the States and taking fucking 10 grams of mushrooms in one go or something.
Transcendental. Solid work, Renan. So question is, Renan, you started, kicked off your 90 days yet?
I haven't yet. No.
Let's go.
Starts tomorrow then, eh?
Even if it's like 20 push-ups for 90 days, like just something, just document something for 90 days. And if you fuck up, own it and then go, because you never know. Like there'll be guys that can't do handstand push-ups and 50 pull-ups and shit. But if you do 20 push-ups for 90 days, you're like, I can do that. You know?
Oh, sweet, yeah. No, I'll get in there and do it because, like I said, watching Brendan do it, it's pretty much I've just been asking for a call and to do it myself. Just haven't done it. So
there we go. Permission, right? It's just
Yeah.
permission. Like when I said this the other week, there's how many million men out there who are just looking for permission from someone that they resonate with to actually take action. They're scared. They're anxious. They're fearful. They don't want to fail. So when they see someone that's one step ahead or two steps ahead, they're like, bang, he's just giving me permission. If he can do it, I can do it. All right. They don't want to look up to these guys with fucking millions of followers and making bank, and because it's way too far ahead of them. Way too far ahead of them. We need to meet them where they're at, and that's you owning your journey.
Yep.
Epic. Jeff Bezos, you on tonight, big dog?
Yeah, brother, I've got a bit.
All right, let's get stuck in.
All right.
Quickly, actually, before we get started, hands up if you're coming on the weekend. Okay, awesome. If you haven't registered, please get your ticket sorted because I'm just finalizing numbers for Luke. All the sessions I'm getting balanced out and everything, so I just need to make sure registrations are in. It's you. I nearly just dropped the B word.
Hey,
Fellas,
Jordan, what
Yeah.
about for guys that are only doing, say, 1 day?
1 day's 300.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I got a few guys coming just Saturday or just Sunday. So yeah, just get them to message me and I'll send them the half weekend link.
Are you able to put that in the chat, please?
Yes, I will. I'll do that now. All right, Bezos.
Thank you.
Let's go. Can I just get a share there, JP?
Of course. Of course, a horse. Should be on.
Hey.
Can we see that?
Yeah, bro. Just hit the presentation view at bottom right. Arrows.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Boom.
Alrighty. So, fellas, for those of you that haven't had eyes on this yet, This is essentially a soundboard. So it's a framework that we get to put in the back of your mind as a reference point for your journey and your process mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I'm just put here. So it's 8 parts of an optimal mind. So we're basically using this framework to get the best out of our mind in all areas of our life. All right. So when I hit rock bottom a couple of years back, I said, I need a framework. I need something I can work with. And I basically went through a process where I put all this together. So we always have to come back to one: awareness. Whenever we get triggered, we get caught up, we get stressed, overwhelmed, anything that goes on in our life, we have to come back to a point of awareness. From there, we jump into 2. That's choice. So choice is the response. That's essentially when we take action on the awareness. That creates momentum in our state of being. That leads to increase in our energy. When we increase our energy, we then look to apply. So that might be our career, it might be the relationship, our work, our training, whatever it is that we're focused on, we apply that energy. We then look to create consistency in our life. So once we get there, we're maintaining that. And then from there, over time, once we've created that consistency, we're then looking to increase the intensity. All right. And once we get the intensity with all those other things in behind, that's when we get our evolution. That's when we evolve. It might be that we go from a $50,000 job to, 150K salary. It might end up being 500K a year and so on and so forth. That's a financial example. Could be physical, could be getting that physique, becoming stronger than ever, becoming an athlete, or just an epic family man that's, leading the family. So whatever that evolution is, I mean, you can have several evolutions, but that's just to give you an idea. You can tie it all up and say, I've had an evolution in every area of my life, and it is visible and it is an exciting experience. So with the 1 to 8, what I've got there for you guys is 2 tasks, and this is essentially homework, but you can also do it now as we go. You just want to identify where you're at in your life currently. All right. So a lot of the guys, when they get started, they're jumping into momentum because they've got that awareness that they don't want to keep living the way they've been living. All right. They've made the choice to invest, become part of the community, and now there's some momentum. All right. So a lot of guys are landing momentum at the start. I myself I'm at consistency, about to really lift the intensity. And then, maybe we can just jump into for a moment. Have any of you fellas that previously shared where you were at, have you jumped 1 or 2 since then? Has anyone made a move? Or even if you want to share an insight where you're at currently and maybe some clarity around that, what you're feeling, if it's there. Otherwise,
can you
yeah.
hear me? I feel I'm gathering some sort of momentum. Just getting more confident with reels and filming myself and talking to the camera. I can talk underwater, but I struggle to talk on the camera.
Yeah.
Or all the bloopers are crazy. I should probably start putting them up and I'll get more hits. But yeah.
Awesome, Ads.
I personally feel like I feel a little bit stuck at that momentum point, which is where I would have come in at. And I'm very aware of what's holding me back. I think is this whole fear of what other people think, fear of judgment. And I'm working on that a lot. And I feel like that's really blocking me from putting the energy that I know I've got behind myself and fucking really, really sending it. So definitely still teetering on that momentum. It's funny because I've definitely got consistency in where I'm at. I think consistency is one of the things I've always managed to maintain, but really getting that energy and then being able to apply that to it seems to be a sticking point for me at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome insight. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd say I'm still similar to Dave there. I'd still be in momentum. I think I've floated between momentum and energy, but I think it's not so much the fear, I think, that's holding me back now of people's judgment. It's more trying to, I think, build my energy and have it happen naturally without forcing it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want it to come across like it's forced, like it's fake sort of thing. Like, I know JP sort of talks about, bring the energy, just bring the energy and sort of thing. But for me, it's working on that as a natural process, I guess, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But it's similar to Dave. Like, I think I'm consistent. Like, man, I'm hitting the 3 reels. I'm day 27 again, I think, of training. Like, it's everything on the outside's consistent. It's just ramping that energy up and breaking through and just I think that's where I'm at still.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I was previously at 4, so energy, and I'm starting to dip my toes into the application side of things. But yeah, also just staying consistent with the lives. They've been really pushing my boundaries. So yeah, doing that sort of stuff and just applying myself. And yeah, I think that's where I'm at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, brother. Awesome stuff. Any more fellas?
Yeah, I'd say I'm like at momentum as well, just building momentum with what I'm doing. And I think just sort of understanding the process as well, like to put that into energy. Yeah, no, I'm like enjoying the stage that I'm at, but yeah, like really want to ramp up the energy and apply what we're learning.
Epic. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'll jump in too. Definitely relatable to heaps of the fellas in momentum there. Just trying to set the pace, get the consistency with all the processes, like posting consistently, talking consistently, sharing consistently. Dropping into there's heaps of energy, there's fire there, but yeah, just getting all the processes sorted is where I'm at.
Epic, Mitchy.
I'll be back to back with Mitchy. I just dipping my toes into, like, I've obviously made the choice now, but just getting that momentum up, putting in the work for these reels, starting the challenge tomorrow, and yeah, just get that momentum going for me. I think that's been the biggest challenge for me so far, is just getting into the groove. Haven't been much on social media in the last couple of years, so yeah.
Way to go, brother. That's it. It's just keeping it super simple. I'm starting to notice now, like 6 months in, like even talking to Jesse earlier, just things are coming through that I haven't really drilled in, but they're just there because I've been around the conversations. And it's kind of surprising, but it does just come from sticking the basics and showing up for the conversations.
Question.
Any more?
Well, that's a question, mate.
Yeah, brother.
So, like with the Brotherhood, like say someone's interested in joining, and they really want to work on their health, wealth, and purpose, those 3 things.
Yeah.
If we're talking to them about it, like, say for instance, you join the Brotherhood, is there going to be like a full-on resource, like basically manual when it comes to their food, their training, and how to go about everything, like as a value add for everyone who comes in? Like, is that going to be part of it?
100%. Yeah. So the idea, like, this is going to evolve, but it's not. JP mentioned it earlier. Like, it's not just going to be Jordan doing one area, me one area. It's going to be the community, and guys will get to step into their areas of expertise, and we'll call on other guys, whether they're international, local, to give guys the best of the best, so that they can, because it's good to make an income online, and and do this whole thing successfully and even just show up for the Brotherhood with the energy.
Mm.
But it's more important that men become the best versions of themselves in
Yeah.
all areas for their family.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be awesome. But like with the Enagic model, the compensation plan, it actually calls men into leadership because you bring in men into the path that you're on.
Mhm.
And these things will all come through in good time. So, but the platform is going to be set up soon, and a lot of the basics, at least to Jordan's experience, will be put there. And we'll have a few more chats in that around what the guys really want and what they really need.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate that guys' physicality is very different. Some guys are looking to get different things out of their fitness. So
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, definitely to come.
Is that 21 day accelerator ready? And do the
Yeah,
men have access to it?
Yeah, I think we'll just have a chat. Because I know JP was talking about we're gonna go through Circle instead of School. So we've just switched direction with that. But that 21 day is done and it should be available. We just had it on School, so that's just another chat for us to have. We can have that later tonight. Mitchie.
Yeah, sweet as. There's some fucking epic stuff in there, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Chris, there's some epic shit in there, bro. Like, and particularly with what the little gift that everyone's getting on the weekend too, to sort of amplify where they're at. So
Yeah, it was more so just like in my head, I was just thinking like if someone said, so how are we working on our health? Like, I can say, oh yeah, we're all doing push-ups and eating steak and stuff, but like if they were like had no idea, it's like, mate, we've got this perfect framework that you can just fucking dissect and start step by step and you're on your way, like that.
yeah, it's coming, bro. It's coming.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I
Just chime in there quickly. I've got all the processes that I've built in the last, especially in the last 2 or 3 years since going online. So I got the gut health reset, we got the parasite cleanse, we got carnivore, we got animal based. I got the mass monster, so the meat monster, which is like a mass gainer. We've got the accelerated fat loss. We've got whole foods cookbook, all that stuff to come. It just, the hand up platform hasn't been built yet. So,
yeah, that's sweet. And like, I guess, to just be understanding like what are their goals initially, and then be like, sweet, we got this program that's exactly what you need, like what are your health goals, understand them, and then be like, sweet, we got the resources,
yeah,
we're
gonna have that, and then we're gonna have the legacy library will look like food and training. It'll also look at emotional processes. So if people want to go deep into like the breath and emotional regulation or emotional intelligence, map of consciousness, spirituality kind of stuff, like really kind of evolving as the man. And then there's also going to be like the business library, which will be all the, content from Paul, and then social media marketing, all that stuff. So this is going to be like a mecca library where guys can just like literally plug in and just go ham. So that's in the works.
Just like you guys are getting the ropes down with all the things. That's the same situation with the other things that have been developed. So everything's fresh off the bat. But we're moving. So just to wrap this one up, fellas. So locating your life currently, just being clear, it's a tool and it's a framework and a guide for you to use. So none of this is about like matching up to a standard, or that. It's simply for you to identify yourself in a greater way and then use each aspect to navigate your way through. So with this, the way I break it down is you can utilize it on a micro and macro basis. So that means you could basically go through this process in a 2-hour window in your day, or this could be a 10-year journey. All right. But you can use it for both. So I'll use the barista as an example. You get triggered, you're at work, you're making coffee. All right. You become aware of the trigger, you make a choice to respond to that. All right. So you change your state, shift into momentum. Your energy now is up. You're applying yourself. So now you're making the coffee. All right. You're doing it. You're more focused. You create that consistency. You then increase the intensity. So instead of initially throwing in the towel, having a shit day, you've just evolved in what you were doing. All right. So that's the fundamental process that we can use to navigate, to potentially pull a lot out of ourselves in a day-to-day experience. Otherwise, it's a great framework, a guide, for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, all the way out to 5 years, 10 years. So it can be used in micro, macro basis, but it's just identifying where you're at and seeing if you can move the needle forward. All right. In terms of us with the community and everything that we do in business and that, the central focus will always be energy, because that relates to everything. And it is the most effective thing, especially when we look at what we're consuming in terms of social media, food, liquids. All right. So energy is always the central point where we can come back to and really get it dialed in. Evolution's a big one. Awareness is a journey, but energy fundamentally is the mainstay just across the board. We've got good energy, we can work everything else out pretty well. All right. So just a piece on the mind. So I'll read these through, and we can have a little bit of discussion if anyone wants to, dive in, or bring anything out to discuss. But basically, if it is out of your hand, keep it out of your mind. Regardless of circumstance, you choose the response. If you don't like it, then don't choose it. Your attention is your greatest resource. Don't waste it. So therefore, I've just sort of thought through the other day. So if we just focus specifically on our mind. All right. It's where we process our senses, our perception, how we see the world, how we're engaging in relationships, and, how our emotions are being navigated and channeled. It's all coming through our mind. So I'm a big believer in the mind is, how would I say it? It's basically the place where we navigate everything else in our life from. And so there are a couple important lines that we can come back to. If you guys want to take a shot and maybe hone in on one or two, there might be, actually, I'll put it to you guys now. Is there any one of those that speaks to you specifically at the moment?
That first one for me is massive. I think I'm focusing too much on things that are totally out of my control, wasting thought. Something I need to work on for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it is a massive one. I spent a lot of time getting caught up in that too. That's why I said it.
Yeah. For me, it's regardless of circumstance, you choose the response. We control our actions. The only thing we can't control anyone else, anything else. We can control our action, and that's massive for me. I teach my children that every day, because some people go their whole lives and don't master that. So it's something to work on every day.
100%, 100%, bro. That's a big one for me to work on every day.
Awesome, fellas. Anyone else?
So that's probably another one for me, not to cut anyone off. It's the old where your attention goes, your energy flows. The last one, your attention is your greatest resource. So that's really powerful, because what you focus on is what, if you're negative all the time, if you're positive about, it's just a totally different mindset. That relates with me too.
Awesome, brother. Have you got your headphones in? Earphones?
Can you not hear me properly?
Sounds like you're underwater. It's a tough. We can hear you. It's just tough listening. Just don't want to miss anything you're saying.
Yeah, I'll touch on that last one as well. Just having a few conversations especially this afternoon on, people who do have so much negativity in their attention and, judgment and the way they throw sort of negative comments out, especially the people in our sort of circle here in our group. And yeah, just focusing your attention on the greater good and what we're doing here, and just that's so important for me for sure.
Yeah, awesome, Nico. There's the journey.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this video from this fella. He's just done that massive like ultra Ironman in the UK. But he put
epic.
this,
Is this going to make me better? No. It goes. Is this going to help my life? No. It goes. Is this going to create a brighter future for those around me? No. It goes. And it's simple as that.
I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah, he's he's a weapon.
Fucking beast, eh?
Incredible. Yeah. Unreal.
I think on that point, brother, one thing that I've really let it's a muscle that I've built in my own mind is that if you're not with me, that's cool. And that's just that's as much as attention I give it. If you're not on board with what I'm doing, that's cool. You just go and you do you, and I'll do me. No judgment to you. If you want to judge me, that's cool, but I'm not going to judge you for what you do. You just go for it. Because when you release the negative charge for people, they can never win you over. They can never have it over you. They might even think that they're winning, but at the end they go, "Cool, brother, all good, man. Appreciate it. You do like I'm going hard and fast," or whatever it is you want to say. Just send them love. It just disintegrates their charge. And it can be so hard because you want to justify and validate and, prove them that, what you're doing is right. And it's like, by even trying to convince them, you've already lost because you're playing their game. It was like we jumped on the call the other day with Paul Council. I don't know if I told this already, but we jumped on the call with him and we were talking to him about coming in and mentoring. Anyway, he said something. He said, "Oh, boys, and I said," and we went, "Oh, Paul, you got to give us 20, mate. We don't refer to the men in this network as boys." He goes, "Oh, this is the funny thing about this, hey? I don't play your games. You are still boys to me. I don't play your games." He said, "I'm well into my years. I'm not here to play your games." And like there was just no charge in it. He didn't even give it. He didn't even play it. It wasn't even playful. He just like kind of just like brushed it and was like, "Yep, let's move on."
So good.
I was just like, I'm like clear. Like he didn't even buy in and like try and validate it or anything. And we're all there on the other end of the call. Like I could tell all of us were kind of like, "Oh, that's a bit of a kick in the guts, Paul. That's like disrespectful." But he didn't give a fuck. He was just like, "Yeah, I don't play that game." So it's like if you can have that, if people are charged up, "Oh, this way," and giving you shit, just go, "Yeah, all good, brother. Appreciate your feedback."
Can I share something?
Yeah, bro.
I went I was in the chiropractor last Friday and I was like, man, I said, oh, I was like, I've been seeing him for a while about the water and stuff, and I'm like, man, I said, my mate just made 80K in a month. He's the fastest guy to hit fucking 6 in Australia, all by drinking this molecular hydrogen water. He's like, his eyes pricked up. I said, how about I just bring the machine in? We'll fucking set it up out there on the bench. He goes, oh, we'll put it in the kitchen. I said, oh yeah, no worries. So I drove all the way there last night with Charlie, and I was like, fuck, I forgot the machine. Drove all the way home. That was like an extra 45 minutes. Got back there. He was the last people of the day. I'm in the kitchen and I'm fucking around. I'm trying to hook it up. And it's like taking a while. I'm like, it's not hooking up to his fucking kitchen sink, like to his tap. And he goes, I haven't got time for this. I've got to go. It's been a big day, and I'm like, oh, look, do you want me to keep like working on it? You can go. And he goes, oh no, I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth. And I was like, all right, man, sweet as. I respect your time. No worries. Bok picked the whole machine up, and we just walked out, right? I was just like, sweet. And I didn't even get upset about it. I was like, perfect. That was a great lesson. It was like, he wasn't that excited about it. And I was like, kept going anyway in that direction. And I was like, perfect. It's a great lesson because it's like, they're not fucking G'd up. Like, don't waste your fucking time or energy, you know? And don't take it personally. That was what I learned from it.
So good.
It would have been fucking cool if he had to put it in there. It's like, fuck, 500 of my customers want to fucking, but whatever.
It'll come around, bro.
Yeah,
right.
he'll probably come back here because he'll be like, you're the way you responded.
Yeah.
He'll probably come back to you. Hey man, I was really caught up the other week. Like, let's get that machine or something. Just keep turning up and being yourself and be pumped about it. And they can't ignore your energy at the end of the day. Like when you hang out with Dan Bisker, you're like, what the fuck do you do, bro? Tell me what to do. You're in your 50s and you're living this life. What are you doing? Tell me what to do.
Charger. Awesome. So fellas, everything, just coming back to your mind, your mental state, and how that is dictating your state of being. All right, so take that there. Even hone in the one. I think if it is out of your hand, keep it out of your mind. That's massive, and definitely, probably even more so, your attention each day. All right, your time is finite. It's important. So focusing on what you can control, and focusing your attention on where it needs to go. All right. So there's not much here. I'll just read through it. This is just like a little bit more of a reminder for you to come back to your things and why they're there. So condition yourself, routine, your morning routine, your evening routine, your training routine, whatever you're doing, you're priming yourself, you're creating that mental state, you're doing over and over, you're priming yourself for the process that you're in and that you want to go through. Training or conditioning in physical fitness, all right, the body for whatever tasks we have coming up, whatever we're going to endure. Self-care, I would say, is really about your self-image, all right, and your self-image is going to come a lot from what's going to come from your belief system. So if you guys haven't yet, looking at self-care, it's like, when you're looking in the mirror, what you're eating, how you approach things, how you move. When you're getting out of bed, are you getting out ready? Like, you're prioritizing yourself and what you've got to get done, or you're a bit slow? Like, these things can all be integrated in your self-image, or they're all a product of your self-image. And again, that's been generated from your belief system. All right. And the baseline to all that is your vision. So always thinking bigger. All right. If you're ever in doubt, for me, if I contract and I start trying to do all the little things right and I'm fighting it, I lose that vision. I lose the bigger picture at times. And that's when it becomes most hard. All right. All the little things are there. They're simple. You just got to focus on them. But they just happen when you have the vision and you're thinking bigger. All right. It's like setting that goal. Last week we talked about it, setting that goal so big that it actually makes you get up and get after it. Because it's uncomfortable to have that in your mind, that big goal, all right, and just sit there and do nothing, or kind of half-ass it. All right. So when we think bigger in the vision, it's going to activate us. Or if it isn't, we haven't found that connection yet, that's what we've got to work on. All right. So that's those there, just as frameworks for you to use. If you have any questions around the belief system, we just spoke about physical fitness and the structure of that before. Priming can be a little bit deeper. Self-image and priming can be a little bit deeper. So if you want to have a chat or you've got any questions around that, just hit me up. But yeah, thinking bigger is just being aligned with the community and the fellas, and conditioning is, yeah, just applying yourself every day when you can. Our framework that we've been running off: belief, skills, and knowledge. So I would just say with this, these are the three to cover the Enagic business and everything that we're doing. It's going to come down to our belief, our skills, and our knowledge. So tapping into these, it's all reps, every single one of these. Belief is going to be our biggest factor when it comes to dealing with resistance. So again, cultivating your own practices and doing your own things that build that belief. For me, it's doing shit that I don't really want to do, that's uncomfortable. Before, I didn't think I'd do it, and then by doing it, I'm creating that, creating more belief. Skills, you guys are doing it: social media, speaking to people, getting out there, knocking doors, more conversations, even DMs. These are all reps around the skills, and basically an extension of skills is connecting. And then with knowledge, yeah, that I would say that's going to be the biggest. It's going to be the most impactful. All right, the knowledge that you from doing the skills, doing the reps, and cultivating the belief. It's the knowledge that you acquire through those two that's really going to move your business, your identity, your success in the biggest way. All right. So that's just, yeah, this is what we're working off. And then I've just got transformation. So I'm going to wrap the slide up there, jump back in here with you fellas. All right. We back on there? You guys see me?
Yep.
Have you still got the white screen, or am I on?
You're on, bro.
Cool. Sweet. All right. So, fellas, you know how we are on the on Balage's podcast, how we're talking about listening through Balage's podcast, the Diamond Life Mentor?
Yep.
Who's been listening to that? Nick? Just Nick? Oh, Brandon's there. Yeah, cool. Remy?
Yeah, he's got about 5 or 6 hands up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. So before Balaj came this dude, so Mr. Oshiro. So I got his book in Japan. I've just been reading it. This is nuts. Balaj's success with over 500 million in sales, 200,000 in his network, started from what this man has come from. He, family were in poverty, went through World War II. I'm not too sure on the details exactly, but I know the US invaded Okinawa, and basically they were there was racism. There was, I think they were Okinawa was under Japan and under the US. They were just treated, it was brutal. He lost 2 of his siblings, I think, to malaria, and they were part of the people, part of the population that died during the war. So they died from malaria, but they were just, counted as people that were lost at war. And he had this thing around Tokyo. He had this vision around him going to Tokyo and mainland Japan. That's where he was going to, have his success. And he went through this journey. So I'm maybe going to I'll just have a quick look, see, because there's a couple of really powerful pieces. I was reading and I was blown away. But yeah, you fellas, if we can get you all on this will really anchor you in the fact that a man literally starting with nothing, went through everything there was. I think in a bit I read before, it's he died 3 times. He got hit by a military truck. He got sick. So the whole focus around the Enagic and the water and the product, it's so health focused because of his pastime. And it was so intense for him across all his experience, his family members, that that's the core of what Enagic is. And it's because of his experience, what he went through. And then he basically, through all his failures, he built up a company. I think it was Sony. I think he was in Sony. Built up a really successful company through sales, and then that collapsed. And it was the end. I'll see if I can find it for you fellas. I didn't label it, but it's you guys will find, I think, in some of your own stories, you know, there'll be relatability there, and then start to, as we grow in this community and as you guys grow, you'll start to connect hardship and your challenges with these guys who've done it, but on like at the highest of the high in terms of global scale. I will read this bit. It just talks about how he viewed Okinawa in terms of the rest of the world, and how he was able to cultivate this vision and bring this company to what it is today. It'll just be like a page and a half, and then we'll wrap up. Alrighty. All right. So you guys good for me to read? Page and a half?
Yeah, bro.
All right. So chapter 1, quenching the thirst for global success from a tiny island to the world. Yes, I've done it. So can you. The island of Okinawa is beautiful to behold. Brilliant white sand, sea sparkling with coral. It is a peaceful island. Its western shores lapped by the waters of the Sea of China. Its eastern coast caressed by Pacific Ocean waves. Seen on a globe, it is no more than a pencil dot in size, so small as to be almost unnoticeable. Fly over it and the islands will disappear from view in just a few short minutes. But the blue of the sky and the beauty of the sea will linger long in the memory. It takes more than 5 hours to fly from the west to the east coast of the United States. Okinawa is laughably small when compared to Great North American continent. But spin that same globe around and you will see that depending on how you look at it, any country can become the center of that globe. Every country is the center of the world to the people who live there. Spin the globe once more. An insignificant blob of land is now at the center of the world, while more impressive land masses are cast to the far corners. How you see yourself as part of the world as a whole will impact whether you win attention and affection or whether you are ostracized. How you choose to position yourself will determine the path you make through life. Hironari Oshiro, the man this book is about, always saw Okinawa as the center of the world. No matter how many times he spun the globe, no matter wherever else he went, he quenched his thirst for global success right from this tiny island. In 2002, Oshiro saw his dream take off to Tokyo. The next year in 2003, he set up a small office in Los Angeles. 12 years later, his business is active in the States, Canada, Mexico, and a number of EU member countries, as well as in new markets in Asia and South America. He's now introduced Kangen water to more than 20 national markets around the world. Dreams, dreams, dreams. Dreams aren't for dreaming. Shall I keep going? Dreams aren't for dreaming, they're for making come true. It's something Oshiro often says. We cannot aim for success without having dreams in the first place, but many people see their dreams collapse and die. How big you dream is a reflection of how big you are. You cannot fit something large into something small. Everyone knows this to be the truth, and yet still, so often, this fundamental truth turns hollow when action is required. Having goals, working towards them, is what enables us to gradually turn our small receptacle into something wider and deeper and large enough for our dreams. Akio Morita and the men with whom he co-founded Sony had big dreams to rebuild Japan and enrich its culture. Their endless energy meant that after not too long, everyone in Japan, and thanks to globalization, the world, had heard of their Sony. Steve Jobs, before his untimely death, had a dream to make a dent in the universe, a space-sized dream. He wanted his identity to leave a small yet palpable mark, a dent in the universe. But has Jobs' stellar record of innovation and discovery really only left a dent, a finger-sized dimple in our universe? He passed away while still young, but the legacy of his boundless dream will surely never be forgotten. It's been said that more than 90% of successful people have dreams and set goals. These aren't the sort of dreams that pop into your head by coincidence. Unexpected ideas as random as the lottery. Deep down, everyone already knows this. We should have goals in life. We should be working toward those goals. Oshiro did, and while there was much to overcome and many dues to pay, today he presides over a global company. It doesn't matter if you're from the tiniest island, you can still trade with the entire world. Your dreams are the propellers on which you can soar to success.
Solid. Very solid. I think when you put into perspective of the actual numbers that can be done with this vehicle and the impact that Mr. Oshiro, the company itself, has actually, they've created the most millionaires out of any other network marketing company. So it's not just about health, and this is where I've got to in my journey. It's not just about health. I've helped over 1,000 people get healthy easily, probably multiple of thousands. But when I reflect, because where I'm at now, I feel this is the most inspired I've ever been working with you, man. The most inspired, because I know the end impact of what we've got. And when I reflect on all of the awesome individuals that I've worked with and helped and become mates with or been in my communities, I failed them if they're still financially struggling. I failed them if there's rate of divorces, if there's chance of, the kids growing up in single parent households. Like at the end of the day, when it actually clicks, the cash rules everything around you. It really does. And it's not to look at money as like, oh, it's fucking so annoying. It rules everything. It's just a means of exchange. And so the health, wealth purpose of a Nagic, the health, wealth purpose, even more so of the Brotherhood, this men's community, it's off the Richter. This is the ultimate impact. It's not just about getting people rich. It's not just about getting people healthy. It's not just about giving them purpose and some intent of their day and who they're serving and helping. It's all of it. Like when you truly think about the impact that will have, like I just visualize all of your kids and your future kids. For those that don't have kids yet, I just visualize your kids in my head, and that's bang. There's the impact. I'm like, they got a present father, whether it takes you 2 or 5 years, present father, you're out of the rat race. Like the service that I can have to my sons is out of fucking control. Out of control. There every day. I get to be a present father. I don't know what impact that's going to have on them long term. I can't actually pinpoint it, but I believe that it's going to be better than dad being away 60 to 80 hours a week. And the other thing, like a big thing for me today was, my nan was basically on a deathbed, and we were just sitting at the cafe. Nick and I were just sitting at the cafe after indie skating, and dad rings me and goes, "Hey, dad, your nan might die today." So we jumped in the car and we spent 9 hours at the hospital. I got to sit there, be present with her, not stressing, like, and cheered her up. Like time freedom and location freedom gives you so much flexibility to help other people and to love other people, right? I mean, if it comes back to it, it's all about love, right? It's all about love. You want to spend time with the people that you love. You want to do the things that you love. You want to be where you love to be. And you want to have this experience of love. Like, time, money can create opportunities for love, for the things you love, the people you love, and the way you want to love and share with the world. That's what's so epic around what Mr. Oshiro has actually created, and the adversity he's gone through to create such a powerful impact business that will truly leave a legacy on the planet.
Amazing.
I was so fired up there today because I was sitting there watching my pop, and he's my biggest inspiration. He's the man who's left a legacy in me, and he's sitting there holding his wife's hand. They're in their 90s, and he was shattered. He just like watching a man just have his everything, like everything to him is there on a knife's edge. You know, and he's a bit deteriorated these days and couldn't quite pick up what the doctors were saying and what else, you know, all his sons and daughters were talking about the options, and but you could just the heartache in him. And I'm like, fuck, we get so caught up in the little shit. You know, we get so caught up in this, like, oh, they did that, or that, you know, this person said that. Like, fuck it all. Go out there and fucking live your life and make something of yourself, because you literally, in a moment, it can all go. And I was just sitting there going, man, I just had my arm around him, and I just felt so emotional, because I'm like, man, this is your everything right here, and you know, you could lose her. But he just stayed rock solid, and he said, you know, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You know, you mean so much to me. And like that was a massive thing for me today. And that just gave me so much more fire. It was like, oh man, what we're doing here is out of control. It's so perfect.
Thanks for sharing, brother.
Thanks for being here.
I don't know where else I'll be on a Wednesday night.
Almost at a loss for words.
Probably a good time to wrap it up. It's 9 o'clock. I know Dave had to go, and we'll
Yeah.
we could chew the fat over a fire, I reckon, for days, us fellas. By the way, I think we're locked in for Lombok next April for the overseas mastermind.
Fuck yeah.
So just looking at the details now. So I think I'll expand it right out to the end of the first year, so that everyone has a good run up to that, up to the first event overseas. So you get a good chance to, you know, get some good results, and then we do the first event over there. Lombok, it feels like Tahiti. It's grounded, it's raw, it's real, it's amazing land. So yeah, currently looking into details there. So I'm pumped up about that.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Fellas, any questions? Just anything you need around that? Just hit us up in Telegram. Any questions at all? Small, large, doesn't matter. Here to help. Let's go.
Thanks, fellas.
Peace, brothers. Much love.
See you on
See you on the
Friday.
weekend.
Thanks, brothers.
See you, man.
Cheers, guys.
See you,
Have a good
fellas.
weekend, lads.
Right.
Catch you later.
Righty.
Oh, quick
Yeah.
question. So it's Friday night. What is happening there?
We're just gonna have a barbie. It's just basically just catch up.
Just Barbie?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
meet. We just get to meet, talk. There's no like training or nothing. Just break the
Yeah,
ice.
so it does.
Just sets a real solid intention for the weekend, having them meet face to face and get some chats down. And yeah, it's good vibes.
Mint. Awesome. Keen for it.
All right, man. All
Hey.
right.
See you, legends.
What was that? Oh,
Gentlemen,
and he's gone.
Baze, just wanted to congratulate you on your presentation tonight, having some images. It was great to
Thank
see, brother. There's progress there, man. I think I was going to slam my head in the door if I seen fucking walls of text. No. I was going to slam your head in the door.
Oh, bro, I'd slam my own head in the door if I was looking at tech. Need a
Good
bit-
job, man. They're
need a bit
getting
more
better, brother. They're getting better.
Yeah. It's coming along.
Oh, just why I remember, Paul wants to know if you're coming on to the Thursday calls.
Am I?
Yeah, he wants to know.